Hello, my name is Brandon Bourne, and let's go ahead and jump right into my first pitch assignment. In this game, the player has to be the first to reach the score limit in a arena deathmatch style game. He will face off against other players or AI enemies. The hook is this is an arena deathmatch game where the player not only has to defeat all of his enemies, but he also has to strategically use his limited amount of energy to reach the score limit. In the pertinent rules, all actions that the player performs are going to use a set amount of energy. If the player uses all of this energy before letting it regenerate, his player will be immobilized until the energy regenerates. The goal of the player is to be the first to defeat all of the enemies enough times to reach their score limit. Antagonizing forces would be the enemies, which could be other players or AI opponents. The player is also an antagonizing force against himself to make sure that he does not spend all of his energy too quickly. The largest player decisions are how a player spends his energy and how he strategizes to win the game. Is the player going to be somebody that uses the energy frugally and risks running out and being immobilized, or is he going to be conservative? The theme is kind of a gladiatorial arena. The player and all of the other enemies or players that are in the arena have been thrown in for another person's enjoyment to watch them fight. The perspective would be a 2D perspective with 3D objects. Similar games are like this, Armageddon and Skull Rush. The differences are in these two games there are multiple objectives, whereas in my game, there would only be the one of reaching the score limit. The play possibilities open up PvP and PvE. Players may have to fight against other thinking players that could use different strategies and change it up, or could face AI opponents that you can change the difficulty on. The known risks that I think of this game are adding the multiplayer capability. I know that can get kind of tricky whenever you have a time constraint, and implementing the energy bar. It would be kind of tasking to have to balance and test that and get it just tweaked just right. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to hear on your feedback.